Okay, Musa, so now let's factorize this quadratic equation. And if you want to factorize this, so first of all we need to multiply first and last term. So after timesing first and last term, we get negative 18x squared. So negative 18x squared. Okay, then we have this negative 7x in the middle. So we'll write down negative 7x here. Now we need two parts. We need two parts here on the left side and on the right side of this diamond. You see, it makes a diamond. That's why I named the rule as diamond rule. So that the product of these two parts must be negative 18x squared and the sum of these two parts must be negative 7x. So tell me the two parts. Think of two parts. 2 times 9 is positive 18 and not negative 18. Minus 9, that's right. And then x times x is x squared. And these are the perfect parts, because now 2x and then negative 9x is definitely negative 7x. So now here in this question, instead of negative 7x, I will use these two parts. So let's use them. So x squared plus 2x and then minus 9x. So now I just wrote these two parts instead of negative 7x because the addition, the sum of these two parts is again negative 7x, so I can write it, right? And then negative 18, this one, negative 18 equals 0. Now we will factorize this expression on the left side of the equality by group factoring. Ever heard of that? Okay, so group factoring is like this. We have to make pairs, parts, and then we'll factorize them. So see, we can factorize these two and then we can factorize these two. Yes, so if you want to factorize the first two, so there is x common, so just take out x as common, and then x squared means 2x's in multiplication, so we just took out one x common outside, so there is only one x left, right? And then plus, and then there is x with 2 again, so we took out one x here, so here just 2 left. And it's perfectly factorized now. See, if we multiply this x again with x squared, we get x squared, and if we multiply this x with 2, then we get 2x. So the factors are correct. Okay, now here in these two we have a negative 9 common. How? Let me show you. Let me write it here. It's negative 9x and then minus 18. So can I write these two like this, that negative 9 times x, and then here negative 9 times 2. Can I write them like this?
Yeah.
Because negative 9 times x is again negative 9x, and negative 9 times 2 is again negative 18. Now tell me, can I write it like this? And now see, there is negative 9 with both the terms, which means negative 9 is common, right? So that's why I took negative 9 as common, and then in the bracket, what's left? No, just look at what am I marking? X and positive 2. And then equals 0. So when you are done with the first step in factorization, then look at your question. These two brackets must be same. If they are not, then there is something wrong. You need to check it again. Okay, now we have two terms in this expression, and those two terms are these, and we can factorize it again because x plus 2 is common in both terms, right? So let's take it out as common, x plus 2. So if we take x plus 2 as common, then in the first term, what's left? Only x left. And in the second term, what's left? Minus 9 equals 0. So up to this place, about our 80 or 90% question is solved. If there is anything difficult or there is any problem up to this place, just ask me, then I'll move on. That's good. So now we need to find the value for x. So here we use a property, and let me write it here. The name of the property is zero factor property. Zero factor property, and it's obvious from its name. There are factors, there are two factors, and they are equal to 0. That's why we use the property of zero factor property. So zero factor property tells us that whenever two factors equal 0, then either the first factor is equal to 0, or the second factor is equal to 0. So now we have two linear equations, right? And now I need you to solve this first one. That's right. So x equals -2, and that's perfect. Now solve the other one. And this is not right because this is -9, and -9, when you shift the -9 to the other side, exactly. Perfect. So now the solution set is, we will write the solution in as a set like this, that the first value is -2 and the second one is 9. When we were solving linear equations, then we only got one value there. Remember, there was only one value, right? But here we get two answers. Can you tell me why? So which one is the value of x exactly? -2 or 9? Both, because the equation is degree 2, right? So whatever the degree of the equation is, that will be the that will determine the roots of the equation. You know roots? The solution, the values of the variable. So here the degree of the equation is 2. That's why we got 2 values. If the degree is 3, then we will get 3 values. If the degree is 4, then we will get 4 values at the end.